Big up, everyone. Sorry we're a bit late. People were coming home from work and everyone got stuck. Sorry about that. Hope everyone's cool. Chelsea defeated in the Carabao Cup final. Not very nice for everyone over the weekend, was it, lads? How are you guys doing? You guys recovered yet? JP?
Nope. Nope. Trying to get there, though. Trying to get there.
Yeah. How about you, Deals, bro? You got over that yet?
Literally, I still feel the pain of losing, obviously, on Sunday.
Six in a row, bruv. Six Wembley finals in a row.
Record.
What a record! No.
We'll get into it.
I'll put it this way, on that basis, like, who wants to start? Because
JP can go first. No.
All right. I want to end. Let's end it with Deals because I know Deals got a lot to say about this as well. And big up the Assemble for just joining in with us. Thank you for staying up with us too. That's can't forget about that. Big up Andy Bell as well.
Big up Andy, bruv.
Yeah,
Newcastle.
Penalty shootouts.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Hey, it was close, wasn't it?
Hey, it's still Blackburn,
I bet Andy had chocolate buttons in his pants earlier. Big up though, well done on Newcastle making it, bro. Big up.
Both deserved. But so we did not come out the gate, with the right either the right mentality or the right mindset, but we were getting dominated for the first 20-30 minutes. I don't think it wasn't until the 40th minute we started showing some aggression, some presence. And you know what? I kind of wish it didn't switch up like that because we wouldn't have seen how many chances we squandered in the second half and even in the first half too. My God, it's 5 or 6 missed chances, and it just goes to show that that's still the motto of our season so far. It's still going on. We don't finish our dinner. We don't take advantage, and you know what? The whole talk of us losing to the C team or to the kids, that narrative goes away so quickly if Chelsea had people who were just clinical. And then the whole narrative is anything Gary Neville can piss off with whatever he says or believes too. It just gives more ammo for the rivals to use against us, but it is what it is. And not to take anything away from Klopp, he got the job done.
In terms of Liverpool being Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp themselves, I'm not being funny. Fair dues, they won the game. You can't deny that.
Exactly.
But to be honest, bro, like as I said, and me and JP were talking about this as well yesterday with a couple of other Liverpool fans. It's kind of like you complain because you had 2 players that you had to play that were young.
Three.
Wolf and JP, do you think that was the worst final you ever seen?
That was horrible. It was
not the worst final. No.
Which one was your shit for you?
Champions League final, 2008, 2007.
No. I think Leicester final was the worst.
Against the FA Cup.
Yeah. That final was the worst, bro. We should have lost that one.
We did lose that one.
Wait.
Lost that one though.
Wait. What about the Arsenal one with the offside goal with Ramsey?
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
Red card, was it?
And Cover got red carded.
Yeah, he was clearly offside as well. Never mind. You win some, you lose some. And to be honest, it's only the Carabao Cup. Let's be honest here. In terms of, even if we'd won it, we still have the dirt of the Premier League to get through in most of the season and the FA Cup. So, as Chelsea fans, it would be nice, but realistically, we need to get up the table. Go on, Dills. What were you going to say, brother?
Bro, I felt like first half, we went into the game slow. We didn't look like we wanted to do anything. We didn't look like it was a final. We looked like going forward. Very, very, the mentality wasn't there. And that's based on to Poch. This is why I blame Poch. Because in a final, you must have a mentality to go forward. Drive the players forward. Yeah? We didn't really do that. We didn't have a game plan against them. We actually shut off.
Sorry, I apologize for my smirk here, but read Andy's comment off on screen.
Really?
Really? Jeepers creepers. Sorry, Deals. It's just that someone told me my missus was a figment of my imagination. I'm sure
Fucking
you're gonna get no, you're gonna get me in shit, bro. You're gonna talk to me like fucking hell. What do you think I'm a figment of your imagination? You're gonna get me in a doghouse, Andy. I'm supposed to be my guy, bro. Look what you done to me.
The Wolf House.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like full on shit house, mate. Anyway, I've never seen. Yeah,
Oh, she's always there, buddy. Yeah, she's always there.
she has spoken on my streams, by the way.
Oh, she has. Yeah. She's in the background.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
Even
Anyway,
the missed passing as well. I feel like we missed passed on the ball a lot of times. We didn't look confident on the ball, passing from the back. And this is all based on Pochettino. Like, if you look at the way that we played, right, it sort of reminded me the way that we played against Man United from the back against at Old Trafford.
and City.
Yeah, but City was different. It was different.
No, it wasn't, bro. City was 1-1, and if with a defensive laxity at the back, that cost us just like the same.
Yeah,
way
but he done exactly the same thing. If you look at it, yeah, management second half.
Yeah.
Half extra time. He done exactly the same with Man City. He sat back. He shouldn't have sat back. He should have kept the game plan in the second half, bro. Going forward, bro.
Yeah. It's about like in the extra time.
Yes, the extra time.
Why the fuck did we go switching to playing all defensive, welcoming the attack, welcoming a late goal?
It's because his management, JP.
It was terrible. And then of course it doesn't matter when you bring in the kids. Of course the kids you don't have to worry about because they're just gonna pass the ball or just cross it in. They're not gonna do shit. They're not gonna challenge you.
This is why he was worrying, bro. He was worrying because he knows game tactics come out of the pan extra time. Extra time he was worried. And that's why we lost, bro. That's why we lost, bro.
So how much of the game or the result do you blame? I was gonna say Potter. Poch on.
No. I tell you what, I'm sorry.
It was definitely on him, bro. It was definitely
it's not all on him.
Extra time, yes. 90 minutes. 90 minutes was the boys.
No. I'm not being disrespectful. It's not all on Poch. Dias.
Yeah. Am I frozen?
That good side of my camera, that good one he had in the second half. Like, you know, that one when he was off the rebound. All he had to do was put it into the back of the net.
He tries to knee it or try to settle it with his knee. I don't know. Like,
listen. One thing I won't blame for Poch missing chances, because that's been our story this season. That's been the story of our season.
Exactly.
Mono versus finish our dinner.
But here's the thing, right? Him playing sitting back, right? Us sitting back is based on him. It's based on him and his tactics. Why are we sitting back? Why are we sitting back?
No, I agree. I agree. You should. I'm not being funny. You got nothing to lose by going at him. And I'm not being funny, as I said. I want to blame Poch because I'm not being funny, but on the pitch, what I saw with the amount of clear-cut goal scoring up, and the thing is, I'm not being funny. Poch never ever like you rung the Man United game example into it, right? We were 3-on-1 with their goalkeeper and didn't score. That's on the players.
Exactly.
No, it is.
You can't, bro. There is no coach on this universe, regardless of how bad they are, that where you're on 3-on-1 with the goalkeeper, you don't score.
The only thing.
What did you not think of these substitutions, though? What did you think of Ben Chilwell coming off and Gallagher and them not coming off? What did you think of them not coming off?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Gallagher was terrible, so Gallagher had to come off.
Yeah.
I didn't rate I didn't rate the substitutions though. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand him bringing off Sterling. I didn't understand him bringing off Gallagher.
Well, Sterling was a zero factor
because let's be
Gallagher
real, yeah. We all knew that when Mudryk and Madueke was going to come on, they weren't going to do shit all. You know, I'll tell you the reason why? Panicking. They panicked. They're young players, bro.
We've been saying that all season. Me, you, JP, you know, Latimus, we've all been saying for the last 2-3 months. How long have we been doing this? This is episode 7. So at least 7 weeks we've been saying these players are too young.
But you know another thing as well, to the Van Dijk goal, apparently I heard a lot of people blaming Mudryk to that goal.
Why?
Bro. I'm not being funny. Okay, let's be honest, yeah, right? Just inside us as Chelsea fans, Mudrik's a bench warmer,
Yeah, he is.
right? And I'm not being funny, right? There may be a time because he's only 22 himself. There may be a time in a year or so when the team's more settled, he'll bloom. I'm not even being funny, right? I want half of these guys. You know what I want the team to do? Right? What they did with this guy, what they did with Ivanovic. Keep him behind closed doors for 5-6 months. Let him really build himself up again, and then unleash him. Because that's what. Because you remember when we signed Ivanovic, we didn't see that guy for ages, and then when he was unleashed, we had
Wait,
one of the
Wolf,
best.
are you Poch out? Are you Poch out? Or you
No,
watching-
because okay, the reason why I'm not Poch out, bro, because the play, I'm still adamant of this. The reason why Poch has these players is because that's what the board gave him to work with.
Yep.
Here you
No,
go.
I disagree. I disagree because he not listen. I can tell you this now. He
Go on,
knew
then.
what he was walking into.
Yeah.
You're telling me he didn't know. He didn't understand and watch Chelsea last season. You telling me that?
Yeah,
You don't understand the situation, but
listen,
there's only so much you can do.
He knew what
yeah,
he was walking into.
he knew, but he knew, but still solving it takes time.
Exactly. Because
Big
I
up,
agree. I
Big up,
agree.
And I'm
I
not being
get
funny.
that.
We all knew that this season was going to be a write-off, didn't we?
Not necessarily. No, I thought we'd get top 4. I actually thought we would get top 4. No. I didn't think we'd win a trophy, but I thought we'd get top 4.
Well, we could possibly still, but we're 20 points or 15 points off top 4.
No,
10
we're not
points
getting top 4. No, that's long gone. That's long gone. That's long gone. And
Bro, what
and
I want to
Europa League.
see, what I
It's
want to
long gone,
see
bro.
is
The
stability
season's over,
going.
bro.
Yeah. I want to see right, over the next couple of months with what's left of the season. I want to see the team build consistency. Forget if we get Europe
That's
or
not
not.
gonna happen, Wolf, bro. It's not gonna happen with this manager.
But
This
is-
manager is a
is
fraud,
it
bro.
the manager or the inexperience from the players that's why we're not
No, it's
consistent?
this manager, bro. This manager is a fraud. He ain't doing nothing. Yeah, I can tell you
Well,
this now. He ain't sorting nothing out, bro. I can
Look,
tell you that now, bro. He's not sorting nothing out.
listen, the power base of the club is the board. Whether you hate Poch or not, they need to get consistent as well because they need to make proper footballing decisions, not
That's
just.
not gonna happen.
That's not
That's
gonna
not gonna happen.
No.
That's not gonna happen.
I know it's not going to happen, but I know
I
it
can
needs
tell you
to
that
happen.
now, yeah. I can tell you this now, yeah. They're probably running up a short list of replacements on for Pochettino. Yeah. I've heard all the names that have been listed. Yeah.
Well, it's the
The
usual
Zarbi.
suspects. It's Jose and all them lot again.
No. The Zarbi's on the list.
Big up,
Right?
Brian.
The Zarbi's on the list. Amarin's on the list.
He's the most likely.
And who else is on the list?
Deserby.
I heard Thomas Frank's on that list as well.
Oh,
I heard Thomas Frank's on the list as well. Yeah. There's 3 managers on that list right now. That's what I've been told. Amarin's the first choice.
Well, I tell you what. Why Poch is manager still? It's all irrelevant. So until
It's
he's
not irrelevant. It's not irrelevant because
Well, who
Poch
do
is
you
going to get the sack. He's
Well,
going to get the
yeah,
sack.
but out of those names, who do you want out of those names? Because I don't want any of them.
I want
Personally-
Amarin. I think Amarin would do a good job. I think he would do a good job. But based on it depends how we back him in the market. Because if we're not backing him in the market, it's going to be a problem.
Well, that's what needs to be happening, isn't it?
I would.
The experience to the team. Hang on, Latimus, before anyone continues, big up. How are you, by the way? You cool? You got over Sunday, or you alright? Yeah?
No, I'm fine. Sunday was like, I don't know. The 90 minutes, I felt like we had enough chances to put away. Where, like, in the 90 minutes, I don't think Poch did anything wrong. To be fair, the game plan for the 90 anyway worked.
It did actually,
and we took our chances away. I think the Sterling goal should have stood. In my opinion, I don't think it was offside. However, saying that, the Van Dijk goal in the second half, that should have stood as well. So the game should have been 1-1 after 90. Hi, Rosie. Sorry.
No, you're alright, mate.
Excuse me. What? Yeah,
I agree. I agree with you. Okay, you may want Poch out, but I agree with you. I think Poch more or less got it right on the day.
Well, I say that in the 90 minutes. When it went into extra time, though,
Yeah. Then we
and,
sat back and it went wrong.
then he kind of things kind of fall apart. I didn't necessarily have a problem with the substitutions per se at the time, even though I wanted Madueke to come on first before Mudryk. But whatever, I didn't necessarily have a problem with the substitutions at the time. But then near the end in the second half of extra time, when we were kind of sitting off and
Yeah,
we allowed, which again, I don't really mind. If the game plan was to kind of sit and hold it near the end, to take it at pens, that's fine. But then you've got to actually coach that effectively. And that's something Poch failed to do. And this is not the first time. Because he came out after the game ended, is what it is. Was I annoyed with the Van Dijk goal and all of that? Yeah. And was I annoyed about Liverpool fake PR stuff? Fine. But I wasn't angry. What really pissed me off were the comments he made after the game about we're not going for it and playing for the point and yada yada and just being happy that we're in a final and it should be all smiles and whatever. No, like regardless of what's happening in a season, once you get to a final, you've got to turn up and actually perform. And he didn't do enough he didn't do enough for us to see it out to win. Particularly I'm talking about in the extra time. And he's done that so many times this season, by the way, where he's decided to protect the point or protect the result where we are on the ascendancy and we can actually push and go forward. Against City, when we were 1-0 up, he decided way too early to sit and defend, and we could have pushed forward and scored maybe another goal and being at least maybe 2-0 up, and then 15 minutes left, 10 minutes left, and sit back and try and hold and contain. When we were playing Arsenal, we were 2-0 up comfortable. He decided to sit deep way too early. We should have kept pushing, and we could have got a third against Arsenal because they were so poor off for like 70 minutes in that game. They didn't deserve to get anything, but we let them come back into it. Poch, I get people who want to try and defend him and say maybe not everything's his fault. Maybe he doesn't have all the players or this or that, and people want to talk about the board and Bowley and Bali. I understand all of that, but part of why I don't want to hear that as an excuse is because we're 25 games into a season. He hasn't really established a clear style of play, and we are 10th/11th. I think we're 11th now. We've been 10th for so long in the season. People want to talk about injuries like Nkunku and Reece James and this player, Lavia. Other teams have had to deal with injuries as well. Spurs, I've seen them have to play fullbacks at centre back. Man United have had to deal with injuries. Liverpool, this whole myth of them playing kids was because they also have injuries. Everyone has to deal with injuries at some point.
Don't go on about that myth about the kid thing, because I even said to a Liverpool fan, could you agree with the starting lineup?
I'd rather just not speak on the Liverpool stuff because it's just narrative, and we know they're media darlings, so I just don't want to speak on that. But like,
that's
what annoys me is that
I think
if we were where we were supposed to be, say at worst case scenario we were say 8th or 7th or 6th, and we were having all these injuries, then you could say, oh, Nkunku, if he was in the team, then we'd be 4th because Jackson's missing all these chances, or we don't have Reece James, he would help us defensively, or we don't have the. Those are valid excuses, and I would understand that. And even though I don't like Poch personally, I'd be like, you know what, guys, you're right, because I'm a rational person. But all the excuses people give for us being 10th or /11th in the league is not valid, because if I got a better manager, we would be higher. That's not me saying we'd win the league or be in a title race or be 4th.
Well, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure.
I would say more. I'd say more to our missed chances.
We might be 7th, but with a better manager, with all the circumstances that's happened this season, we'd be higher. If people talk about the cup run we've been on in this Carabao, last season, Graham Potter had to face Man City in the first round. If we faced Man City this season, or we had to face Liverpool, we would have been knocked out. So we wouldn't have this cup run for Potter to still have a bit of time. Let me
ask a quick question. I want to ask everyone quickly. Does anyone actually believe this team deserve a cup?
No,
No,
I disagree. I disagree.
One thing we're
But
gonna
no. I disagree based on But if you want to say cup run, how we've been in the cup runs this season, we've been alright. I would say that we've been okay. But that's like
So.
Prime said, if we came up against a Man City or Liverpool early on in the cup run, we would get battered 1,000%.
Deals. You know why I disagree that we've been okay in our cup runs? Because we faced
shit teams.
Well, not even that. We've struggled against them. We faced Blackburn in the cup, struggled. We faced Preston, Newcastle that we faced in the quarterfinals. We just about beat them. Middlesbrough first leg, we got played off the park. Middlesbrough in the second leg, we were shaky for the first 10, 15 minutes. Remember those chances they had where they were cutting balls across our box and no one was dealing. One of their players were tapping it in. If they score one goal, we fall apart and we lose. So this cup run we've been on, we've not faced a proper big side. We saw in the FA Cup, we couldn't beat Villa. I had to go to a replay, and we faced them when they had injuries, and then we beat them. It frustrates me because there are other. I just look at the other managers in the league. I look at our squad, and I say, at least at the start of the season, no one can try and lie to me and say our squad is worse than Spurs, Man United, Villa, West Ham. And the reason why I know this is because Chelsea fans I spoke to, like me going on other channels and knowing people and stuff, people I spoke to, my prediction was the worst one. I said 8th. People were telling me we'd get top 4. So now, the ones who told me we'd get top 4 and we'd be fine are the same people trying to defend how bad we are with Poch. It should be me defending Poch and saying, guys, we need to relax and give him time because remember, I told you guys we'd be bad. I should be the one defending him, but I'm not. And I don't know, Poch, there are managers out there that might deserve time, but Poch hasn't shown anything. If he had won that Carabao Cup 2 days ago, then yes, we can say give him time. Because at least you can't argue with a trophy. You can't argue with it.
But on that, we've just agreed, right? You just said about it was the players' fault during the 90 minutes. So doesn't he deserve the benefit?
During the 90, during the 90, yes, but in the extra time, you as a manager, you then earn your stripes to.
Bad tactical decision in the second half.
We saw Liverpool brought on 3 kids, and Liverpool brought on 3 kids during extra time. Those kids looked calm and ready. They didn't do anything special, by the way. I don't think they're actually good. I think they're average players or good players.
Van Dijk scored the goal from
That's my point, though. That's my point, though. This is a team. Liverpool. Those kids came in to a team where they've got a system and style of play that's been bedded in for years. They've got a world-class manager, apparently one of the greats of all time in Klopp. They've got they're surrounded by Van Dijk, Konate, Robertson, Shimikas, all these elite or quality players. We don't have that. People talk about our experience. Silva's not good enough. He's finished at 40. Sterling shouldn't be playing anymore.
Did you just say Timikas? Did you just say Timikas is elite player?
No, I said he's experienced.
Oh, okay.
I talk about Shimikas being experienced. Anyway, when we look at our experience, people talk about Silva's not good enough to be playing anymore because of his age. People talk about Sterling's not good enough for us. People talk about Chilwell's not good enough for us. People talk about Gallagher's not good enough for us. Reece hasn't really played this season, so I can't include him in this discussion of what I'm talking about. Our best player is Cole Palmer, who is a kid.
I disagree. I disagree on that. I disagree on that because
why disagree on what?
No. I disagree. I disagree. The fact that the reason why Cole Palmer is our best player is because if you look at it of the board how they've been planning in the squad. I disagree.
No, but that's my point. That goes to my point though. If you listen to what I'm trying to say, that goes to my point. These things we complain about, Liverpool had all of that fixed. Those players came off the bench in extra time, but the game was 0-0 in the balance. They came into a set squad with an elite manager with quality players around them with experience or some of them being world class, where they had nothing to worry about. We don't have any of that. If our best player as much as I rate Cole Palmer, and he will be amazing in the future, he will be a world-class player. He shouldn't be our
100%.
best player right now.
He shouldn't.
At
He
a top
shouldn't.
team, at 19 or whatever, or how old he is, he should not be our best player.
The
That
average
shouldn't
age
happen.
of the
When
average
we
age of
bought
our
Eden
squad is
Hazard,
23, bro.
as talented as Eden Hazard was when we bought him, he didn't come in
Mhm.
straight away being our best player.
No,
Not in the
25.
first season. We
No,
need
25.
what should happen in the summer is once we recruit, and I hope it's Ruben Amorim, by the way, I rate the guy. Once we bring in the manager, whether it's Amorim or Sarri or whatever, then we start recruiting players to come in. And none of this continuously buying young kids. Bring in the
Let
experience.
me ask you a question, Prime.
We can't go into another season of just having these young kids, and then all of a sudden we go and blame the manager again. I don't expect Amorim, for example, to be this bad as what Poch was. But we're going to go through bumps in the road, and you're going to need your experienced players to step up and lead and guide. And since our experience this season is not good enough for whatever reason, then bring in players that are. When our left back that we need, or our left wing back that we'll need, needs to be someone with experience and is a leader. Same with our striker that we bring in.
Not
Same
fragile.
with our. If we bring in another midfielder, it needs to be experienced. Another winger needs to be experienced. A leader.
Period.
I'm not talking about 30 or 31-year-olds, but even a 25.
27,
Yeah, no,
28.
Prime.
Prime
If
years.
we're bringing in Amorim, would you say that we need to bring players that suit his system, or would you
Yeah,
say
we
that
need players that suit. We need players that suit the manager's system, because when people talk about giving a manager time means he's allowed to kind of build the squad with player profiles that suit him. It doesn't mean every single player you bring in doesn't, like, for example, Klopp wanted Julian Brandt and Draxler, and their Michael Edwards, I think, gave him Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane. So it doesn't mean you bring in the exact player, or you bring in a player profile that will suit the system. And that's what it is of building for the manager and building the squad. This is what we're supposed to do, right? Building young players, building a squad for us effectively for the future. But we fail to do that. All these young players we've bought over the last year, individually, they're quality. But
Talented.
together, how does it fit? Caicedo's good, right? Enzo's good, right? But as a midfield pair, I don't think they actually work. At least not yet, anyway. The Sassi's good. Badiashil's good. Fofana's good. Colwell came from our academy, but he's good. But how do either of them fit into a defensive partnership? I don't think they do. Jackson's good, but he's still young and raw and doesn't know yet how to have that clinical gene. Palmer's worked out this season, but next season I expect him to fall off a little bit, just because other teams are going to figure him out and he's going to have to then learn. We have Mudryk, who hasn't been given game time or hasn't clicked for him for whatever reason. We have Madueke, who's very young and raw. We need to surround them by a manager who can coach and nurture young talent, but also experienced players. We can't just allow players to drown and then people start complaining about the money we've been spent. Because if we were doing better on the pitch this season, no one would be complaining about all the young players we're stockpiling. No one would be complaining.
No, they've been misdeveloped. They've been misdeveloped 100%. They've been misdeveloped.
They may be mismanaged, but they're not being misdeveloped because it is experience one offer.
Right, and this Poch is the one to do it.
Experience helps them, and it's quality experience, by the way, because like you can do things over, and like people talk about practice makes perfect. That's not necessarily true. You can do the same thing over and over again and still be making the exact same mistake. But if you're not taught, then you're just going to be doing it wrong over and over. So like we need to really fix things. And our board, like whether I don't know who, but like whoever who hired Poch, whoever who hired Potter, whoever whose decision it was to sack Tuchel when we sacked him, all those guys need to go. The decision making in hiring and bringing in managers is disgraceful.
Prime.
How is it it's taken this long to sack Poch?
They're here for the long run.
I'm not talking about the owners. I'm not talking about the owners. I'm talking about like who's
you're talking about Paul and Stanley and that, bro. You're talking about Paul and
Stanley.
I'm not even talking about Win Stanley. I'm talking about who's involved with the firing and hiring of managers. Because the timing has been awful. Why is it taking this long? Why is it taking this long to now think about getting rid of Poch. Last season, why did it take so long to decide to get rid of Graham Potter? Why is it
They
taking
wanted
that
to
long?
give him time.
Why did we?
They
Why
wanted
did
to
it
give him
take 2
time.
weeks? Why did it take 2 weeks after a summer transfer window to then get rid of Thomas Tuchel? The decision making doesn't make sense.
Inexperience
Sorry,
in the
my
board.
bad. I'm speaking too much. My bad. Someone else can go.
George, you want to go?
It's because they gave him time to see out the cup final. This is what they wanted to see if he can deliver a cup to us or not. Right now they've seen that he's not ready to give us a cup. Right, they're saying to themselves that we have to get rid of this guy. Right, because he can't deliver the expectations. Right, they thought that we were going to be given a cup this season. That's what they thought, right? Now he hasn't delivered on the note, right? I definitely think they got replacements lined up, 100%, right? There's a shortlist lined up, but in this case, right? Would you not agree that the replacements that are lined up, right? Are they elite managers? No, they're not. They're not. None of them are elite managers, right? They will come in, right, and try to figure out our plan, right? And that plan is there needs to be at least a plan that's there, right? The planning of this sporting directors, it's not been there, bro. It's not been there, right? So if we're gonna get rid of Poch, these sporting directors need to go too. I'm talking Paul
What
Winstanley.
Latimus was saying.
I'm talking Paul Winstanley, and I'm talking Lawrence Stewart, right? We need to bring in a sporting director that knows what he's doing with the manager. Because from a clear picture, we all know that this sporting directors haven't done that with Poch. They haven't done that with Poch, not at all. There's not even a clear plan and a clear pathway for this manager. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Hang on this note quickly, and I'm going to ask everybody on this because me and JPT were talking about this the other day as well. In Nkunku, is it wrong that this guy's not been started a game yet? Because he's only started one, but he doesn't even start
He got
regularly.
injured today, bro.
Mm-hmm. He's out for another 3 to 4 weeks.
Oh, there you go.
No,
Then.
it's not. I don't have a problem with Poch not start because if he hasn't been fit to play, I don't have a problem with Poch not starting him. Any game.
One thing-
By the way, the players are getting injured through his training sessions. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
I mean, he does run into the
sessions.
ground.
Yes. Actually, sorry, you go. Bro.
No, I was just going to ask a quick question because you know how we were noticing that Nkunku, as Wolf said, Nkunku doesn't start too often, and we were thinking it's just Poch playing it safe. Do you think with what he's been doing with Nkunku and then how he approached the last 30 minutes of the game, that his mindset at Chelsea right now is just going really conservative with his playing style and with his lineup selection? And it's because why would you go all defensive going against what was working? Seeing that the opposition has a young midfield, and granted, we're the younger team, but they have actual teenagers. Like, they have 18, 19-year-olds in the midfield. Kwanzaa paired with Virgil? We know who to attack through the middle, but I don't know. Do you think he just approaches Chelsea in a conservative way, and that's why it's also been affecting the players and our results?
Well, just to make my answer briefer for you, I think there's, like you said, it's risk management. But sometimes you just have to say, fuck it. Go on, Latimus.
Oh wait, are you pointing it to me or are you still?
Yeah, give your thoughts.
Oh, sorry. He's not the same guy that he was at Spurs. If he was still at Spurs, if this was what he would have done at Spurs, he would have continued to have a go at Liverpool. And I don't know what it is. Is it the fact of he's been scarred since being at Spurs? Did PSG time scar him? I don't know, but he's not the same guy he was back then. And even his time there at Spurs was coming to an end as well, because I know they got to that Champions League final, but I remember that season, and in the league they were abysmal. I think they finished like 5th or 6th or something. They were very bad in the league that season. I think like their losing record as well, I think at home was awful. But yeah, I just out of the short list that was there when he was the worst guy to appoint.
My
He
guy
should
was
not
always
have been.
Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique was always my guy because of that. Because the way
I mean,
that,
I didn't even want. Apparently, Enrique rejected us because there were some of the players that we were getting rid of that he actually wanted to keep. And which, to be fair, I guess kind of it's understandable because he wanted more experience in the squad. Which again, something we've all been speaking about, right? Lack of experience in the squad. So, yeah, but we shouldn't have hired Poch when we did.
yeah, none of us wanted him because we Spurs roots anyway. That's one thing we'll all say.
It's not even the Spurs roots. It's
No,
what
it is
he has
me.
done in. No, but it's not the fact of. It's not the fact of it's Spurs. It's what he has failed to do and the fact that he's been scarred.
No, yeah, I get that.
When we look at, for example, Jose Mourinho, and people will say the guy's finished at the highest level, he won't be able to win like a Champions League or a league title again or anything. If people can say Mourinho's finished and yet he's still able to win trophies, what does that make Poch? Jose would not have us this bad this season. I'm not saying Jose is the right man. I'm not saying Jose is the right man, but Jose would not have us this bad, and Jose would have won that final on Sunday.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but the example you give, one's considered a legend of the game and a legendary manager, one isn't. So you can't. I will say that you can't, because I'm not being funny. You got to remember Mourinho's achievements in terms of the teams that he did build, and he did build a Porto team.
I know, but that's me using my point of. Poch had a stint where he was great and he's not anymore. I'm just using that example of like why do people have hope that Poch will be a great manager when we've seen the greats of the game and people will call someone like Mourinho done and he can never manage again at the highest level. But we will continue to give Pochettino chances to prove people wrong. It doesn't make sense. That's the point.
The thing is, it doesn't make sense. Just like getting rid of Tuchel didn't make sense. So, unfortunately, like JP said earlier, there's no reason to believe that this narrative is going to change for a minute, because we can talk about all the narrative. We can talk about all the narratives from other clubs we like, but the narrative from our own club is even confusing us. So it's a bit like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why did you go down this route? Because I'm not even being funny. Poch and Potter, I never wanted either of them. Because obviously, just like the rest of us, we wanted an elite manager. Poch was never elite. Like, you know what I mean? And Potter certainly was never elite. So, you know what I mean? Like, and I do believe that maybe guys like that, this is how bad it was. They gave Frank Lampard the job back.
That was...
You went from Tuchel to Lampard in one season, bro. Like, yeah, all right. It's like, Jesus Christ. But all right, we need to move on from that because I'm not going to spend another 45 minutes talking about it. Tomorrow, we've got a game against an old enemy. A certain group that playing whack are coming down to the Stamford Bridge tomorrow.
Undefeated all this year, all 2024 at least.
Bro, I don't care. And this is the reason. This is the reason why I never wanted Poch, because he does have Spurs roots. Now, I know a lot of people will simply say, oh, that doesn't bother me too much. That's because, born, raised Londoner, mate. Like, I'm sorry. Anyone with Spurs was the enemy back in the day. So, and that includes Poch. So, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not being, I hoped he done a good job when he got it. But I said from day, and you guys have all heard me say that Luis Enrique was my pick because of his treble. We could have got a treble winner. So Poch was never my choice ever. Obviously, he got the job, so I had to let him have a go. I never agreed with the appointment in the first place. But again, I reiterate the point now that he's got the job. I don't believe it's all on him, but he's got to try and get us a result tomorrow. And I'll start off with JPT. What do you think is going to happen in that game tomorrow?
Well, we're going thin in the game too, because now with Nkunku out, we're gonna have to start Sterling. We're gonna have to start Jackson. We're gonna have to have Palmer on the right and Gallagher down as a 10. Man, it's just gonna be. I'm surprised to say I'm nervous against this game because one, fatigue is gonna hit us, I'm sure, but two, how much of what happened on Sunday is gonna be still in these players' minds?
Right, Latimus. she doesn't know. She doesn't want to talk about Celtic because she hates them. She's a Rangers fan, bro. Like proper old firm derby rivalry, bro. She can't stand them, bro.
Fair enough.
Scottish born and raised is our Rosie. She can't stand Celtic. That's like asking, like, yeah. Points made. Yeah, sorry, bro. Finish, please. I apologize.
That's fine. We can win it. We should win it, man. But one thing that's also in my head too, if we somehow, some way, reach this final, are we gonna break our own record again? Are we gonna break
7 in a row?
7 in a row?
Maybe.
I don't want. I'm like, look, just make it to the semis and call it a day. Get out. Let's just worry about the season or whatever's left of it. But we should win this game. I like, even though Leeds are going into this game undefeated in all of 2024. Doesn't matter. As you mentioned, form goes out the window. We just got to play who's in front of us. We're playing at the Bridge, I believe.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, there you go.
7:30 kickoff.
We can stay away from Bellin Road.
I'll be doing a watch along. If I thought I'd just quickly tag that up.
That's true. Tomorrow, I'm gonna have to watch it from work, but yeah, man, I don't know. This Liverpool game just kind of is like, man, what can we do correctly? What Chelsea is gonna show up, and is it gonna be the ones that are gonna hold their own versus City and just, or is it the ones that we can't string two passes together and we look like we did versus United?
To be fair, actually, that record where we have that misfiring, that tends to be against bigger teams. That's one thing I will say. Against the littler teams, we do have a more balanced approach, if you can say that word. The word approach even applies, but against bigger teams as well. Because I always said this, and I've said this to JP so many times, and he knows this. I've said to him, we always do the same thing. There's that 70, 80 minutes we play well. 10 minutes we switch off. It costs us, whether it'll be a draw or in Sunday's case, in extra time, we lost. You know, I mean, it's always there. But Vladimir, you give me feeling this Leeds game tomorrow, bro.
Something you just said about us, like occasionally switching off. That is what you have. That is what you get with having a young squad. Like, young players will make mistakes, and if they don't have the experience on pitch of certain players to help guide them, it's also then on the manager, even more so on the manager, to bed that out. That's been my biggest problem, that certain things continuously happening with players, where I've gotten to a point where I can't continue to blame. If you're doing something over and over again, how are you going to know if it's a mistake or not?
Yeah, the
if someone doesn't
definition
correct you. Exactly. Like, if the manager's not correcting them on certain things, then, because we've conceded so many set pieces that are quite similar. You conceded so many goals this season that are quite similar. It's then on the manager to coach that out, and he has not been doing that. Against Leeds, from what I've been told about them, well, people are saying West Ham should take Potter. As much as I want Moyes gone, rather wait for someone. Yeah, don't go for Graham Potter. He's not better than David Moyes. But yeah, apparently Leeds play a fluid attacking football. They have the former Norwich manager. Can't remember his name.
Hang on.
He's German.
Yeah, German guy. The guy with the beard.
Yeah.
Fark. Is it Daniel Fark?
Daniel Fark. So they play attacking football. What I remember from that Norwich team is, I remember from that Norwich team is, if you set off against them a little bit and invite them on you, then you can easily batter them. If Poch does that,
they come at us, that will suit us.
Yeah, if Poch does that and we set off a little bit, our pacing behind of, even if it's Madueke and Mudryk, I think this will be a very good game for them. Play them for the full 90, allow them to go and express themselves and have fun. It's annoying that we had to go in extra time like this in the cup.
Oh yeah, you're really fun.
I know. And Cuckoo's out. would have liked for him to have started this game and gained more fitness. Jackson, I don't know how he's going to look because I would have expected him to play the full 120 minutes and he didn't. He was Sterling, he came off in the 65th minute, so I expect him to
start.
Well, I don't know because I want Mudryk and Madueke to play both flanks. So I don't know if Sterling may need to start, but if Nkuku's out injured and Jackson, for whatever reason, can't play because I don't know why he came off that early, then I would play Sterling up top. Palmer also looked to be gassed out as well in that game, so I expect him not to start.
He needs to rest.
But yeah, if Poch is smart and he sits off and invites Leeds onto us, we can batter them. But if we go out and try and stamp our authority and let Leeds get in behind us, I don't know. But this could, if Poch doesn't win this game, then this could be when they pull and get rid. So, and it's so annoying that we're sacrificing 2 trophies just to get rid of Poch. That's what really, because if we had a different manager, we beat Liverpool.
I agree on that.
I agree, but it's time to move on, gentlemen.
I know.
But
I agree on what Prime just said.
Yeah, I hear you.
If you had a different manager, we would have beaten Liverpool 100%.
I hear you, but we lost.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just
that's the truth. That's the truth.
Yeah, we lost. We lost because he sat back like a pussy. That's why.
I agree with
you. We get.
And it's time to move on, bro.
Anyway, this game is like I don't know because if we're smart, we could win it. Well, I say we. If Potter's smart, we could win this like 3-4-0. If he's stupid, we could lose this 2-1.
It's a chance to bounce back. It's a chance to bounce back.
I really don't know.
And for me, the cup that matters.
It is. We talk about academy players and Potter loves giving youth a chance. Give some of these young players now a chance in the academy. I would like to see Dylan Williams play. He's a left back that hasn't gotten game time, and we've struggled with left backs this season due to injuries and putting Matson out on loan. Play Dylan Williams over Chilwell. There's no reason Chilwell should play this game after just coming back from an injury like a month ago, and he's now played 120 minutes. Play Dylan Williams.
Can I ask? Hang on, one second. Can I ask you guys a question? Why did we get rid of Broja and Ian Matson?
Because apparently we got rid of Broja because apparently we were supposed to bring. Apparently, Kuku was coming back from injury, and we were supposed to bring in a striker later on. And Matson went out because Poch was not playing him. But hey, I would play Dylan Williams at left back. Play Gilchrist because I don't want Gusto to have to play this game after just playing 120 minutes. Petrovic should still start. I would stick with the same back. I would stick with the Sassy and Colwell, to be fair.
You know who we got to watch out for?
Chalobah to start.
Do you know who we got to watch out for Leeds? Smotherhill.
Apparently he's out.
Yeah,
apparently he's out.
What? He's injured.
Oh, he's out.
Apparently, I think it was.
But yeah, I will. I don't know about. I don't know. I just whatever. Just your job's on the line. Like as much as I want him gone, I don't want us to lose games. So just win this game. Like just win it. All this talk about Poch keeps talking about, it took Pep time, it took Klopp time, but all those managers showed progress. Show us that you're progressing. Show us that there's some sort of improvement. Give yourself time, earn that time. And
Thank you, Budgie.
Their CV is better too. Big up, Budgie. Their CV is better too. Poch is what? Yeah. PSG? What the hell did you do in Spurs? Nothing. What are you doing at Chelsea right now? You might not want to add this to the resume.
Bro, he's one of the worst PSG managers under this ownership. Like, if you speak to PSG fans, it's one of the worst managers.
They hate him.
They hate him. Yeah.
Listen, he's lucky that he's even at our club. Yeah, the only reason why he's at our club is because these owners wanted him. Right? That's the only reason why he's at our club. Yeah, let's make that facts clear. Yeah, the sporting directors, right? Mm-hmm. They were part of this hiring of him as well, right? He wouldn't have been here, right? He would not be here. Would you actually believe that Roman would have hired Pochettino? No chance.
Never in a million years.
No chance.
Apparently Roman when Poch was at Spurs, Apparently, Roman had a bit of an affinity towards Poch. But then again, Roman was also smart enough not to bring him here. So
yeah. Well, I'm not being funny. Like Abramovich always had the saying of we had the best of the best. Poch is not the best and the best at any category. So no, he would have. That's why I said that. I think part of the reason what the guys we did want said no to us. That's the truth.
and
of it.
also
Like,
Poch was able to sweet talk these owners because here's the thing, if people want to say like these owners don't know much about football or whatever, and that's fine. But these owners clearly do care about the club. It may not always show or it may not always work, but they're actively trying. You don't spend this amount of money without some sort of a care or a want to succeed. They are trying. What annoys me is they are bringing in the wrong people.
Mhm.
But they are trying. So
I would agree with that. Maybe they are trying, but how long is it going to take for you to realize that what you've tried and what you think is working is actually not working?
it's failing.
And-
yeah.
and-
I want to know. I want to know if he was part of the discussions of buying in the summer. I want to
We're
know
never
if he,
gonna get told that. That we're
I
never
want
gonna
to
get.
know. I want to know what every detail because I have a funny feeling he turned down players in the summer.
he did because he asked near the end of the window. He asked for experience. They offered him experience, and he said no.
What
He
experience?
said
Tell me.
he was offered Vlahovic. He said
He
no.
said no.
For example. So he was offered players. He said no. So like, and that's my thing. And again, I agree that like our as much as getting rid of Poch needs to be done, our board and stuff, or whoever's in charge of recruitment, our director of football, they need to be working in tandem. The director of football and the manager needs to be working in tandem in order to actually build the squad for us to progress for the future.
Let me ask you a
It's
little
not,
question.
it's not just a thing
Has
of
Paul
Poch is
Winstanley
gone.
ever
Yeah, 1 minute.
is Paul Winstanley ever worked as a sporting director before? Yes or no?
No.
Has he ever worked?
No, I don't think so.
They've worked at lesser clubs, haven't they? They worked at like Brighton, I think. In the Red
But he
Bull
wasn't
Hall.
a He wasn't a sporting director. He didn't have a main role as a sporting director.
Maybe not.
No, Vivell was supposed to be our sporting director, and Vivell, he wanted the guy I wanted, Julian Nagelsmann.
Mhm.
Nagelsmann, for whatever reason, said no. I don't know. Well, I can think of why because we're a mess, but I want to know the exact reasons he gave to say no. Because we went to Nagelsmann, Nagelsmann first. He said no. Then we went to Poch.
Wasn't it Prime? Wasn't it because Nagelsmann met up with Chelsea or he met up with Bowley? But what Bowley was asking him was that he wanted to do multiple rounds of interviews.
No,
What?
he said no. He said no for a clear reason. I
Mhm.
think it's because of the way the pathway of buying lots of youngsters. That's why he said no. I
Weird.
heavily believe.
Which is weird because Nagelsmann's guy, Vivell, was here. Vivell wanted Nagelsmann. So for Nagelsmann to say no, there's got to be a reason. And it might be similar to why Enrique, Wolfie, your guy, why Enrique said no. So, and the fact of Poch said yes, because he was desperate, because the club he really wanted to go back to was Spurs. And Levy, as much as Spurs fans give him shit, he was smart enough to go towards Ange Postecoglou, who was on our shortlist as well. So, how did we get?
I'm not big on Ange either. To be fair, I'm not big on Ange.
Listen, fine. I know Ange has been getting overhyped and overrated, but he's superior to Poch.
Maybe.
I mean, he has an actual tactical foundation, and also
And he's also won trophies in his career. He's also won trophies in his career previously.
Did he go on? No, he didn't go undefeated before Spurs, did he?
No, he won trophies at Celtic.
He won a treble.
He won trophies
He won a treble at Celtic.
in Japan
Treble.
or in the Japanese league. And he won trophies when he was in the Australian league. So every level he's been at, he's progressed and won.
And Dio, to answer your question, I pulled up Paul Winstanley's work history. So before he was being the Chelsea sporting director, he was Brighton's head of scouting. Then he was Derby's match analyst, and then he was Wigan's performance manager. So before us, he had no sporting director experience.
None. So we're literally the blind leading the blind.
Which
Even our
explains
fucking
why-
directors are like youngsters in their own field.
Which
Oh my
explains
God.
why we're signing all these young players, which is all well and good. But like, what good is it getting Kendra Payas, who's 15? Like,
Oh no, man.
if our
Oh,
squad's not good, because Kendra Payas, like, what our squad's not good anyway. So he's not going to come here until he's like 18, 19, which is 3 years time.
They're
Right,
trying to bring him
yeah.
this summer. They're trying to bring him this summer.
Do you
Well,
not
yeah,
believe
but
that we're
what's
going to
he
get
gonna
Osherman
do?
in the summer? Do
Nothing
you not believe?
on the
Do you
bench.
believe?
No, I don't believe Osherman's gonna come to. Why is he gonna come to a play team that's in 10th?
The Oshiman's like, he wants to come to Chelsea, but like, we need to get Europe to make that a possibility. We need to get Europe.
At the end of the day, these players are gonna, as much as what they want to play for, like their childhood like, club or what they supported.
We need to be.
They gotta, yeah, that, and also they gotta think about their careers.
Yeah, ambition, man.
I think they think that we're still gonna get players without Europe. I think they don't care.
I mean,
He's still good, but it would help our case a lot
They're
more.
All right,
using
go
the money.
ahead first, and I'll have a
They're
response.
using the money, yeah, because they know that they're gonna get money off buying sales of selling players as well, right? That's why I think there's a certain way they think they're still gonna get certain players in the summer.
yeah, but that only works for so long. There's only so long we cannot be in any European competition spending big amounts and selling at big amounts. Eventually, like, it looks like we're not going to finish in any European place this season. Fine. Next season, though, we need to end next season at minimum Europa League, or else FFP is going to be on our ass.
If not already.
If not already, yeah.
Yeah, JPT, what were you saying?
So I wanted just to address what Deal said or give a response, and I wanted you guys it's more of a long shot type of guess or a prediction. So when you say, like, we need to get experience and we need to get players who will make an impact, who have been playing at the top level for a while, what I worry about is that the board isn't going to change, which I'm guessing that's what they're going to stick with, and they're just going to keep recruiting youngsters. So is the 11 or the players, the squad we have right now, going to arguably be our oldest team for these next couple of years? Because I really don't see them going for 27, 28, 29-year-olds opposed to them going for another 18, 19, 20-year-olds. And also maybe with an occasional like big name signing, if it's like a marquee signing and it happens to be I don't know, like and it's not going to happen, of course, because his deal's already all signed with Madrid, but like Mbappe, and that's the only time I see them making like a type of experienced player signing. But I worry that they're just going to focus on recruiting teens, people who are 20, 21, and this might be our actually oldest squad we're going to see for a while. I mean, is that something do you think might happen, or they're actually going to address the issue and get the right recruitment?
Well, who do you want to answer you first?
I'll go with you, Wolf, because I feel like you haven't really, we were listening more than hearing you out.
Well, that's my job, bro. I'm here to listen as well as talk. But yeah, I think as well, I'm not going to speak for the board, but I will speak from what I've seen in practical common sense. If you've seen that experience is the problem, then you address that by buying older and more experienced players, because you can, like Latimer said, you can only get on hopes and prayers and talent for so long. Sooner or later, you got to have results. So, I mean, any business is run that way.
Right.
So you have to have a payoff somewhere. So sooner or later, you got to make, even if you limit the amount of money you spend, sooner or later, you got to go, hang on a minute, this is my problem. This is how it's not working. How do I address that issue and fix it?
Can I say something on this, yeah?
Any successful business, yes.
Yeah, go on, yeah.
On the experience situation, yeah, if you look at it, yeah, most of our players that experienced this season have let us down this season, bro. Chilwell's let us down.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what.
Reece James let us down. Reece James let us down at certain times. Thiago Silva's let us down at certain times.
In the terms of a career, they're not actually experienced, because if you actually look at it, they're
they are.
They're just breaching from senior into senior level.
No. Thiago, Reece James, and Chilwell, they're all experienced at our club.
Well, Reece James is 25, bro. Like I just said a little while ago, he's only just left what would have been the under 23 setups.
No, the reason
No,
why
I
I'm
don't think.
saying
I don't.
And
Experience is not on
27.
age; it's on games played.
Yeah,
I get.
I know.
Yeah, but Hills is saying what I said earlier about like Silva and Sterling and stuff. Like, if these are and yeah, Chilwell and Gallagher, if these are experienced players, and we're saying these guys are not good enough, well, that's
Mhm.
also going to have an impact on our younger players then as well. That's why I'm saying, as much as getting the manager is important, we also
Mhm.
need the players that we now bring in this summer and needs to be experienced players. I'm not saying they've got to be 29, 30. Like
Let me ask you
Victor
a
Osimhen,
question,
for
yeah.
example.
Let me ask you
Like,
a
hold on,
question, yeah.
hold on, Bills. Like
Hold on,
Osimhen, for
just 1
example,
second.
he's experienced, but he's also relatively young. He's like 25, I think. So if we're getting players roughly in that age bracket where, say, even if they're 25, 26, 27, but they've got experience, they've played at the highest level, they've been are proven, it's what we need.
Mhm.
If we look at Arsenal, for example, and we look at their squad, what is their biggest complaint? That they haven't been before, they haven't been in title races, they haven't competed in letterheads of Champions League. Well, they lack
And,
experience. And
and depth.
if they lack
And depth.
experience, yeah, and if they lack and that also kind of goes back to their manager, right? As great of a job Arteta's doing, and I know at Chelsea fans we don't want to say that, but as great of a job as that he's been doing, he doesn't
Wait
have
there,
that
wait there, wait there, wait there.
experience.
Arsenal do have experience in their side. They got Jorginho. They got Gabriel, because I'm sure Gabriel's been in the Champions League, right? They got guys there. That's
Talking about winning things.
yeah, I know. We're about talking
Well,
about winning
well, in
things,
that case, they ain't got no experience
yeah,
whatsoever.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
no.
my point.
In that case,
Except for Gabriel,
100%.
maybe Zinchenko.
They haven't got experience that are winners that are there, but
That's my point. Yeah,
they got some players that have won stuff.
I'm talking
Jorginho.
about winning things. I'm talking
No,
about
no,
winning.
no,
Jorginho
no, no, no,
doesn't
no, no,
start.
no. I'm talking players
Jorginho
that
does
they
not.
got there. They got Jorginho, they got Jesus, they got Zinchenko. These guys have won things, bro.
Okay, Jesus and Zinchenko are not good enough for them anyway, and Jorginho doesn't start week in week out.
No, but I'm saying that they
In the
won
squad.
stuff.
In the squad.
Yeah, but
Where's
I'm
that
talking about
first
for their
bro.
first 11. Just like for
Oh.
us, the players we bring in have to come into our first 11. You can't bring in squad players.
No,
If
you
we
got to
bring
bring
in
in first teamers.
if
Yeah.
we bring in an experienced striker, that means Jackson is our backup. That improves our squad. That's how you improve. You don't bring in
It's
you
progression.
bring in a starter. That way, the person who was starting goes to your bench, and that then improves the floor of your squad.
Yeah, it increases
You
the
don't
standard.
just bring in. You don't just do what Arteta did, where you bring in Fabio Vieira for squad depth. That doesn't improve your squad. You bring in someone to
yeah, that took when I believe me when I started watching Chelsea in early '90s, bro. That took nearly about 8 years to sort out. So don't
yeah. I
expect
know.
it to be. Don't expect this to be sorted fast. That's all I'm gonna say. Now look,
I'm not saying it will be fast, but like if we're ran properly, it'll be a lot
Oh, yeah.
easier.
I want to
agree.
analyze something. Look at Aston Villa though. Look at Aston Villa. They got Emery, yeah.
Mhm.
I want to put this as a clear message, yeah. Emery came in at Aston Villa, yeah, and he's building a foundation of updating Aston Villa's squad in terms of a midfield. Because if you look at their midfield, all of them experienced midfielders, bro. They're all experienced age midfielders, bro.
But you say they're experienced midfielders in terms of, but like they've not done anything. Like,
Yeah.
Again, before Emery went there, can anyone 18 months, 2 years ago? I want anyone to tell me they would have taken John McGinn or Douglas Luiz. No,
Yeah,
people
but
would have
they're
laughed.
building a foundation of building through their manager.
Yeah, but
bro.
that stems from Emery. That's my point. It stems from the manager.
Yes,
Well,
that's what we need to do.
We bring in.
That's what we need to do.
Bring in Amarim, and people will be looking at these players a lot differently at Chelsea. Trust me.
Well, either way, we'll have to just watch what happens because it's coming up nearly 1 o'clock, so we need to start rounding this off.
Oh, wow.
Right. So I'm just gonna do quick predictions, and I'll start off with deals. Scoreline for tomorrow.
I think we'll win 2-1, but it's going to be a tough game. It's not going to be easy.
Fair enough.
Leeds will come at us at all times. I think it would be a tough, very fixture going into this game. I actually don't see us actually going at it because I feel that some of these players will probably think, what's the point of trying to What are they actually achieving to actually go through this game? Because let's be real, yeah. I think some of these players are done with this manager. I think they don't rate him.
All right, Adamus, what do you think about the scoreline for tomorrow?
If we play smart and sit off and let them come at us and counter attack, I think we can win this 3-0. But if we go out to attack them and leave the space in behind, they'll beat us 2-1. So
which one are you going with? Because you give me 2 scores.
do I be
I'll come
smart
back
or
to
do I be a Chelsea fan? You know, do I be smart or do I be a Chelsea? I'll be a Chelsea fan and I'll say,
Be a fucking Chelsea fan. You're on a Chelsea channel. How dare you?
but if I'm being smart, I don't think that we actually win.
All right, then let's say 2-1 leads then.
No, I'll say we win.
win.
No, I'm a Chelsea fan. I'll say we win.
Rosie says 3-1 Chelsea. JPT.
And this is me as being a Chelsea fan and being honest. We're gonna do it in an unconvincing 1-0 win, and it's probably just, I'm guessing a Cole Palmer penalty. After us missing probably like 10 easy chances.
Prime. Rosie says, ask Prime what the score will be after the game. At least answer me then, I imagine, Rosie. At least answer me. Yeah, actually, to be honest, what did you say the score was? 1-0, Jaden, JP. Did you say that 1-0?
Yeah.
After missing 10 easy chances. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I remember these sods in the 90s when they used to be like regular competitive an enemy in the Premier League when it was first established. So I'm not being funny. It's like, for me, this game's like playing against Arsenal.
Wait,
Right.
hey, Prime, I'll ask Prime a question, yeah? Prime, why do you think that Amarim will come in and actually hit the ground running at Chelsea? That's my question to you, Prime.
I didn't say hit the ground running, but I said he's one of my one of the managers that I would want on my shortlist.
Mm-hmm.
Why
I think
is that?
the brand of football that he plays and the way he's able to progress and improve, how great he is tactically, how he develops young players, I think he would be a perfect fit. But then again, he will only leave if the project is right. So we need to sort ourselves out before we
Do you
start.
realize he has a 30 million release clause at Sporting Lisbon, right?
Yeah,
Do you
that's not
realise
a lot. That's not a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
A
30
million?
The way
million.
the way these guys spend money, that's not a lot of money.
Oh no! If you talk about the way that the way the ownership acts, yes, but in real terms, it's still a lot of money. But particularly with FFP breathing down everyone's necks, it's a lot of money, bro. But
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
He's not the only option. There's like others. I've got like a list of managers that I would want. He's not the only one, but like
No, yeah, there's a
Same.
list of managers I would want as well. We've all got them. Like we've all got our own tastes. But yeah, my prediction for tomorrow, I have to say, I want to beat these guys 2-3-0 because they're the old enemy, man. I know. I'm not sure you guys how much you guys.
Yeah,
are
we got big
aware
rivalry
of-
with them.
Bruv, we
My dad's a Leeds
okay.
fan.
Let
My
me tell
dad's
you
a
one
Leeds-
thing.
My
In the
dad's a-
90s, bro, we hated Leeds.
My dad's a Leeds fan. My dad's a Leeds fan, bro.
Well, your dad's a Leeds fan?
Yeah, and my brother's girlfriend's dad's a Leeds fan as well, fam.
I bet they still hate Chelsea.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
bet
No, he
they
says
still
that.
hate Chelsea.
He says to my brother, yeah, that he hates Chelsea and that. He said he hates Stamford Bridge and that, and that, yeah.
Bro, we used to be big enemies with them, bro. Big.
He talks about the old memories and that back in the days with
Bro,
Chelsea.
The
He said-
70s or 60s?
He said that Chelsea back in the,
90s when they won the bloody league title.
he said the
first.
90s. He
It
was
wasn't
talking about
even
the
back
90s.
into the 70s, though.
He was talking about
Yeah.
Wolfie. He was talking about the 90s. Back in the 90s was different at Chelsea and that, and how things.
Yeah,
were
they
different.
won the league, innit? 1991.
Yeah.
After Arsenal won it, they did it with Cantona and them lot. So,
Yeah.
trust me, we hated them deals back in the day. Because that's the thing. The rivalry between the clubs, that's one thing I will say, and it's kind of affected the sport invertly. The rivalry between the clubs has died down a lot
Mhm.
because it's become about being brands more than being about football clubs.
I
Back in the
disagree.
day-
I disagree because Tottenham, we still sing We hate Tottenham. We hate Tottenham.
Yeah. I know we think we hate it, but I'm not being funny, bro. I'm telling you, back in the day, even if we were like dog shit, like 15th, 14th, 16th in the league, bro, whenever people like Spurs, we had to beat them.
Wolfie.
It don't
Hey,
matter if
Wolfie,
it costs
do you
the
know-
season. We
You
have
know
to
the
beat
Spurs
them.
fan? You know the Spurs fan? What's his name? Deji.
Oh, I smoked him a
Oh,
couple of weeks
yeah.
ago.
I
Yeah,
make
yeah.
sure you bring him on the
Yeah.
show. Make sure you bring him on the show when we play Tottenham very soon.
Well, you didn't see what I did with him a couple of weeks ago.
Nah, like this.
Oh,
I'll
didn't
send,
see it.
I'll send, hey, I
I
need to
sent it
send
to
you a
you.
link,
Send it
bro.
to me.
I need to send you a link. Oh, bro,
Send it
that
to
was
me.
great.
Send it to
That
me.
was great
Send
with
it to
Deji,
me.
bro. I'll send it to you. Still, I'll send it to you. But look,
Why? What happened?
there
What?
was a stream with Wolf versus Deji when it was supposed to be Deji versus Tony.
Tony. Yeah. Okay. I'll bring this up with you guys, yeah, because you two are young Chelsea fans, right? Next time you're in a fight with a Spurs fan, and I've told JPT this, and I'll tell you guys this, right? And they say, "Oh, you weren't nothing between without Abramovich." I tell you what, just turn around and say to them, in the 10 years before Abramovich came, Chelsea won 6 trophies. How many did Spurs win?
Hit him with
Yeah,
the
I
Hulk
hate-
Hogan.
I hate
Hit him with the Hulk
I hate
Hogan.
when Spurs. I hate when Spurs fans say that we were worse than Spurs before Roman, because a few years before Roman came, we won a European trophy. Like, so we weren't on that level. We were never Spurs.
And 2 FA Cups.
Yep.
And a Euro.
Yeah,
and a
like-
Euro. Oh, by the way, and a European Super Cup where we beat the winners of the Champions League, Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
on the
Yeah,
replay.
Yeah, but no, but Wolfie. That's not an Audi Cup though. Come on, bro. Come
Bro.
on, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and isn't it funny, right? And I think Rosie brought this up the other day that Spurs mocked the Carabao Cup. That's the last trophy they won.
By the way, yeah, someone put on the other day, yeah. You see our Champions League team that we beat Man City, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in 2021, yeah. Everyone's saying that that team, a bunch of our players from then to this team, none of the players in this team will get into that team. I disagree.
Well, I'm not being funny. It's a completely different team, and I'm not being funny. At least
What
with
did
Tammy
you say?
Abraham and them not. No, he's just saying about with any of the players now getting to the Champions League winning team. Some of them are still there, bruv. It's just they've been injured. That's what you know what Willie Landers was saying about the myth about, bro. You look back on the Liverpool game the other day, right? How many Premier League winners did they have on the pitch compared to us? How many Champions League winners did they have on the pitch compared? And they want to talk about they won with kids.
They had
Because
2
Wolfie,
players though.
the narrative all season for Chelsea has been we've got kids. We spent money on kids and we have kids. So how can the narrative now switch for Liverpool?
No. That's the difference because it's Liverpool and they had to play kids and they've been tasting what we've been tasting since the beginning of the season. We're special FC because whenever we get a problem, it's us against the universe. Whenever Chelsea get a problem, because you spent $1 billion, you got to get on with it. I've never said it made sense because both clubs are clubs. One's first, one's 10th. And I don't see how, for some strange reason, right? Liverpool genuinely believe they were underdogs on Sunday.
They weren't.
They were first. We were 10th.
Even Vegas odds still had Liverpool as favorites after Salah and Nunez. Salah and Nunez.
When you have a world-class manager, how can you ever be an underdog?
Well, I'm not being funny. I had a Liverpool fan tell me the other day on Sunday night when I was speaking to a couple of them that the referee was in Chelsea's pocket because Caicedo didn't get sent off.
Oh, wow.
But
they've been saying that. They've been saying that.
But when the rules of the game state that if you're offside by a part of your body that you don't play the ball with, the goal stands, and they discontinued it because realistically, from what I've heard, the only thing that was offside was Jackson's hand, and you don't play football with your hands, bro. So there's argument to say we had a legitimate goal choked off for no apparent reason.
Jackson's hand, no part of Jackson's body was offside.
Well, that makes it even worse. So what was the offside on?
Because they were showing the replay over and over at different angles. I was like, there's nothing that shows he's offside. There's no angle.
Yeah.
Like,
Look,
he's
The
offside.
the only frozen pick that I've seen was a still of his hand coming out just to like that over the line, just a little like that. It's literally just that. And as far as I know, according to Premier League rules and regulations and FA regulations, no part of the ball that you don't play the ball with
Bro,
is
even
considered offside.
his hand wasn't offside. It was clear that he was on.
But
Like,
that's the thing
it's
with
so
VAR.
frustrating.
What's with VAR that they had to go and look through
look,
the
Ah,
screen to
listen,
see was the
listen.
one
Amanda,
molecule
Amanda,
offside?
Amanda,
Like
Amanda,
it,
Amanda.
I couldn't see what the
Yeah.
hell
If we
was
lose
offside.
tomorrow, yeah, and I see
Mm.
Frank Lampard come back in, yeah, I'm
Oh,
signing
fuck.
out.
That's a wrap.
I am
That's a
signing
wrap.
out, bro.
That's a wrap. If Lampard
Guys,
goes
here's
first,
the thing.
no.
Here's the thing. Like, as much as like I was saying before, as much as they've got things wrong, it shows that they actually care about the club and they're trying. Then bringing back Frank, as much as I disagree with it, I didn't want it to happen. I could kind of understand that. We're going through such turmoil. You bring in a legend to settle things down. Now they don't know much
Wait.
about what was
Legend is a player. Legend is a player, not
No,
a
that's
manager.
what I just said. Yeah, that's what I just
They
said.
brought him back for
That's what I
vibes.
just said.
But go on.
That's what I just said. That's what I just said. Legend of a player. It makes, again, I don't agree with it, and it was a wrong thing to do. But in their heads, in theory, it makes like it made sense. Now, again, if we're gonna say like they don't know much about football, then they clearly don't know what he did when he was manager of this football club and how bad he is as a manager. But that's why, for me, I was saying last season, if you're gonna get rid of him or get rid of Potter, I said this as a joke, to be fair, or like just give it to like Terry or something as an interim to the end of the season, or give it to someone else
I
as
would
an
give it to
interim
Zola.
to the end of the season.
Zola would have been
Yeah,
a better
but
manager than
give it to
Lampard.
someone, but they gave it to Frank.
I'd rather have Di Matteo or Zola be a manager internally.
And also,
No,
the way
no,
Frank
no.
keeps trying,
Zola.
also the way Frank keeps trying to poke his head
Di
around this
Matteo.
football club to be
Mhm.
involved, like respect, with all due respect, stop. Like, he's trying to keep his head poked in. Apparently, during the summer, he was giving Pochettino advice on certain players to keep and to get rid of. Like, stop this, Frank. You're not that guy. Please stop.
Okay. Well, look, we're gonna leave it there.
I heard man say that they want Frank Lampard as a sporting director.
No. Just stop, man. Just stop that talk.
Nah,
He
never
can direct himself
Bro,
out the
bro,
door.
I gotta go bed in a minute. You're gonna give me
Yeah.
fucking nightmares, deal. Stop it. I'm gonna wake up. Ah, shit, Lampard. Like, I've been looking over my shoulder and shit. Nah, but look, catch these guys because I'd ask these guys to big up their socials, but you'll find them here next week anyway. So just come back tune next week because it's coming up at 1:05. I just want to quickly big up everyone in the chat. Rosie, Andy Bell, he came back. What's up, bro? DJ Crane, the Assembled was in earlier.
Yeah, big up.
That punk JPT was in the chat again.
Yep.
JP,
Big up, Budgie.
JP.
What's up, man?
When you gonna do a show on your channel?
We're gonna try to do a watch along this weekend. A reason why I didn't share the stream with this one on my channel is just because I ran late from work. We were already 15 minutes late. Just said just hits.
You could have done it while it was recording, you liar.
What are you talking about? We're recording. I jumped on. I was like, I'm ready. Let's do this. And we just hop on.
Blame him then. Blame him. But look, everyone, thank you. Big up. Thank you for your time. Stay safe. Hopefully, you can join me for a watch along tomorrow in the Chelsea game. Hopefully, if these two gentlemen can join in, maybe they can. If they can't, they can't. But yeah, till tomorrow, stay safe. Big up, and we're out of here. Laters, people.